This story begins with a girl named Koina playing a game to summon Kokkuri. Suddenly she heard someone saying, "I am here." The window opens and Kokkuri appeared. But Koina stood up and locked the window. She again started summoning. Kokkuri was saying that he was the Kokkuri. He broke the glass of the window and opened it. He told her that he'll never leave now. But she again tried to close the window, but he entered into the room. She was asking to leave, but he wasn't going. She started throwing salt, but Kokkuri told her that normal salt would never work. She put the salt in his eyes, and he got angry and started stretching her cheeks. But she said she was a doll and didn't feel anything. He was shocked to hear that from a very little girl. She started saying such stuff that I am a doll and I didn't feel anything. He said if she kept on saying such a pile of rubbish then no one would be friends with her. This was true. Now she went to eat dinner. She was eating cup noodles and said it was the primary meal for a doll. Her fridge was also full of cup noodles, but Kokkuri got angry and stopped her. He said you have to eat 3 meals a day with at least 50 ingredients. He went out, and when he came back he had the groceries. He started making food for her. When he served her the food she told him that he had not eaten a meal with anyone for a long time. She also told him that sometimes it felt like there was someone else and Kokkuri got the spirits out. Now Koina was again summoning Kokkuri and he came in a towel. She got frightened and called the police. When Kokkuri came back, she again started throwing salt and said thanks for your service but now leave. But Kokkuri hugged her and said he'll never leave her. She said she was a doll and dolls were not affected by anybody's presence or absence. Now they sat and Kokkuri said he wanted to talk so she had to sit down, and she said she was already sitting. Now he asked her why she didn't ask him any questions. She started using the internet and he said she was underestimating his powers. Koina started asking him nonsense questions and he said she has to ask good and proper questions. When she asked him a question he also started using the internet, but she said it was cheating and he showed her that he messed up. He started crying but Koina gave him some morale. She whispered something and he got angry. She asked him about his age and he said 25. She took out the truth or lie machine and he said he didn't have to answer such a question. Now he said little kids who ask such questions, no will be friends with them. She said dolls didn't need any friends and he started telling her the importance of a friend. She asked about his friends and he was silent but he said he had a friend. She asked about friends instead of her. He was disappointed to suicide and was asking if she was his friend or not. Now in a box, there was a man named Inagami who was waiting for his fated one. Kokkuri was crying in her lap and Koina told him that dolls are okay with themselves only, but he said when he was young people loved him because he was a god in a temple. He also told her that he remembered when she came there, but she was always the same weird child. He said he also peeked at her when she did weird kinds of stuff, like summoning spirits and all. She called him a stalker. Now when he came home he saw she was faint when he held her. She said her energy level was low. She started eating the noodles again and was obsessed with that low nutrient food. But he picked all the noodles from the fridge and room and threw them. She was shaking and he was shocked. She started attacking him and told him to leave and he left. He didn't come back. She was again very alone. She spent her most of time sitting alone. When she ate noodles she remembered Kokkuri and the food he made for her. She tried to summon him but he didn't come. She started crying out of her loneliness. Suddenly he put a finger on the coin and hugged her. He told her that he didn't imagine she'd miss him that much. But he was keeping an eye on her and asked for a warm hug, but she started kicking him. Inagami was still in a box with the message, took the dog and shower him with love. Now Kokkuri and Koina were playing and she was just pretending to be scared and he told her that she had to behave like a kid and a human being. She had to be happy and sad, but she was still with the argument about the doll thing and he told her that she had to prove it. She asked how he could prove that he was a real Kokkuri, and she said he might be the imagination of a lone girl who got stressed and started thinking that he was there. Kokkuri was answerless. He said he was there and real, but she started looking away. Inagami took the box to a new place and sat inside it. Kokkuri told her that he wanted to see her smile. For help, he started crying to make her smile. She stopped him and told him that she'd try her best to smile. She showed him how to smile and she started making different horrid faces. He stopped her and allowed her to touch his paw pads. Now in school, she was thinking about how everyone smiles because she didn't know how to smile. After school, she tried to smile in front of a mascot and he got scared and said if she never smiled everyone would leave her alone. She was sad and went to a shop and asked for a smile. The shopkeeper was answerless and gave her fries. She met with Kokkuri and they sat and started talking. He said he was happy that she was really trying to smile and she remembered that no one would like her if she never smiled. Now they were walking and he told her that she didn't have to force herself to smile and she said he might say sweet things now, but if she'll never smile he'll leave her. But he promised her on his life that he'll be with her for his entire life and she really made a cute smiley face. He was shocked and asked her to make that face again, but she wasn't able to make that face again. Now it was raining and she met with Inugami. He was very happy to see her, and they went home and Kokkuri was shocked. He took her inside and locked the door. He told her to stay away from strangers and spread some salt now. Inugami gave them the salt and Kokkuri was shocked. Now Inugami introduced himself and asked to keep him. But Kokkuri told Koana that he was a dog who was used in rituals. Such dogs gave prosperity and good luck to the owner, but when went out of control destroyed the owner. Kokkuri wasn't ready to let her agree with him, but Inugami offered her noodles and she took them. Inugami said that he'd stay here from now on. He also told them that in his previous life, he was a dog and only Koana played with him, and now he was peeking at her for a long time. Now he dreams of getting married to Koana, but Kokkuri is against his plan. He takes him outside the house and puts him into a pet house. She was playing with Kokkuri and Inugami was staring and was jealous. He came and asked her to play with him and she really enjoyed playing with him because he was soft and cute. Now he asked her to write her name, and when wrote it, Kokkuri took the paper, and behind the paper, there was a marriage registration form. Kokkuri put him in a jug and ground him. Koana was worried because he was grounded now, but suddenly Inugami changed into a girl because it wasn't possible to kill spirits easily. Inugami told Koana that spirits can change into any sex. She asked Kokkuri to change into his girl form, but he denied it. She asked to change into cup noodles because she wanted to eat him. Inugami started trying to be close to Koana and Kokkuri resisted him. Now Kokkuri and Inugami started fighting and a cat came to Koana and they got jealous, and they started weird things. They were sad and talking about how they were enemies of each other, and Koana was staring at them, but when they were about to handshake, Inugami betrayed Kokkuri. He suddenly changed into his male form and Kokkuri was angry with him. Now Kokkuri was cooking food for Koana and was thinking about how much he loved to serve Koana. Koana was waiting for the food desperately, and Inugami was also thinking about his craze to serve Koana. He even fought with Kokkuri sometimes for Koana at some household things like cleaning and folding the clothes. Now Koana and Kokkuri were playing, and Inugami got jealous. They were about to fight, but Koana stopped them and told Inugami to go into his house, and he held her and said it was his real house. Now Kokkuri went to Inugami's house to summon him for dinner, but when he went inside he was shocked because there were Kohina-like dolls everywhere. Inugami came and told him that he made all these dolls and also told him that he made a doll of Kokkuri too, but he can't see it now. Now Koana and Kokkuri were talking and Koana said Inugami only heard the thing with which he had a concern. He didn't understand the things he didn't have any meaning with. She told Kokkuri that she had only one way left. She told him that when she was coming back home yesterday, she went to a library and got the precious book to control Inugami. It was a simple book about how to control or teach your pet dog. She said that she had noticed Inugami might have a human body, but inside he was a dog, so he might be taught by the guide of the book. Inugami heard this and thought that she might punish him and go lusty. Now she started training Inugami to be a good pet dog. She also told him that she'd take him for a walk daily, and they went on a walk for 2 days. But after 3 days, Kokkuri took him for a walk. He was a little sad and said humans are all the same and got tired of something very soon. At night she woke up and Inugami came to her room from the window and started multiplying. She was scared. Kokkuri was thinking about how to deal with Kohina's doll thing. He went to her room and was shocked when he saw Inugami there in a large number. He threw them from the window and saved her. Now when she came back home from school, Kokkuri wasn't at home. She started making noodles and was eating when suddenly Kokkuri came and stopped her. But she blackmailed him into suicide and he gave her noodles. She was very happy and Kokkuri was shocked. He was thinking about how to deal with the noodles habit and Inugami came and gave him an idea. He told him that tie her and force her to eat a lot of noodles and ultimately she'd hate them. But Kokkuri didn't agree with him and punched him and Inugami left. Now Kokkuri's stomach was upset because of the presence of Inugami. Koina saw him, and at night Kokkuri saw Inugami hiding something. When he checked, it was a magazine. The next morning Koina told Inugami to behave well with Kokkuri because Kokkuri's fluff was shedding. Inugami told her that he didn't know how to treat others well because the only kindness he knew was her. When she helped him when he was a dog, suddenly Kokkuri started reading the magazine and said it was Inugami's trick to be a good man in her eyes, and they had a little talk. Now she was playing with Inugami to summon Kokkuri, and suddenly an unknown man appeared. What will happen next in this story? Subscribe to the channel for the latest updates.